It's 8 a.m. on a Sunday, and it's already around 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It's boiling. And I've been watching YouTube videos about, I'm in Vietnam. I'm in Da Nang. And I've been watching YouTube videos about camping and traveling to Alaska, which is really where I would rather be because it turns out this place is inhabitable, at least for me. When it's 100 degrees at 8 a.m., I can't function. So I've been getting up at 3:30 a.m. and trying to get back inside by 8 because those are the only times of day that I can actually function. Thankfully, I am out of here this week. In 1 week. So I just need to last one more week. Then I'll be okay. But I would like to document these moments for anyone else considering moving to Da Nang, all of these digital nomads, because I've also filmed beautiful beaches and beach, and I will be doing that because that's where I'll be tomorrow morning. But right now, we have to go get my laundry. And I guess I started this vlog because I've been putting that off. But just to give you an idea of what real life actually looks like here when you move, or should you decide to move. This is the part I feel like people don't actually tell you about. So we're gonna go, let's just listen. Oh, God. Sunday morning in Da Nang, and this is actually a quieter street. For work, and also because I needed it to be, I found a place on purpose that was more in the my laundry is not done, it's still wet. Right. What do I do? I don't even know. It's so hot. I deliberately found a place that was quieter. Actually, let's stay out here for a little bit because a certain amount of sunlight is supposed to be good for you, right? Vitamin D. Although apparently, luckily it's a little bit cloudier this morning, but you burn starting at, I'd say 8 a.m. So they tell you, it's recommended via my iPhone that you wear sunscreen, even though I burn anyway. It's actually decently nice until 7:30. It really is beautiful. Oh my God, it keeps on beeping. It keeps on beeping. The beeping never stops, and the drilling. It's not the worst, but let's go back inside.
It's very important, probably the most important thing that I will ever film about Da Nang. So these 4 bottles, they don't have normal recycling here in Da Nang. So what you do is when you empty these water bottles, you bring it to, I go to a corner grocery, and what they do is they'll give you, I think it's like a little bit of a discount. They give you money to recycle, basically, is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 4 large bottles. Do not put it in the garbage because they will not recycle it for you. So I'm going to bring these to the corner store. I'm going to give it to the owner, and then he will give me a discount on new bottles of water. So please recycle. Please, please, please.
See, you get this for free. This 7-liter bottle of water, which is essential. Oh my goodness. I just went to the market and got a lot of fruit. So there are a few important things we have to talk about. One is negotiating at the street market, because I'm pretty sure they just ripped me off on those pieces of fruit even after I negotiated down a little bit. 2, I found this at the end of towards the middle of my Airbnb stay. Let me show you something. This is what we call, so that's mold. And it's black mold. And it's kind of smells. And then I opened up the pillow, and it's like in the pillow too. And then I also noticed that in the pillows on my bed, well, it's not there anymore. In the pillows, like if you take the cover of the bed, the pillows out, there's mold. Green, black, yellow. So I've been sleeping on that. The first one I discovered earlier on, I think it was like the second day I was here. Like, it's never happened to me, but I wash everything like at least on a weekly basis. So I discovered the bed stuff, within the first few days. But then I discovered the couch, and I stopped using the pillows. And then I found out about the couch thing towards the middle of my stay. And luckily, I've been working and out and busy, and I bought another thing, this air filter, which is also very important. They gave me a little bit of a discount. I don't know if it's a true discount or not, but this was around $60. I feel like it was 60, 65, 55, something along those lines. But it's very helpful. Get an air purifier. It tells you, it automatically monitors the air, and you really need it. Or else, even if you're sensitive, like slightly sensitive to polluted air, you notice. I noticed, like I got dizzy. So, and I started coughing and like phlegm. I won't describe all of it, but just get an air filter. I've been here for 3 months. So, well, a little less than 3 months. So I knew that I would need something like that. I'm actually taking it on the plane with me because I'm doing a little bit more traveling in Southeast Asia. And from what I hear from friends that live in these other countries, that are locals and have family here, and also just expats in general, you're going to need some sort of air purification system in places like especially the cities, not only Da Nang, but any major city in Vietnam, and also Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and also like all these places. Thailand, Bangkok, you'll definitely need it. So just get one. I'm going to pop it into my suitcase and just check the bag. Number 2, negotiation. Yes, don't get ripped off. Don't get ripped off at these markets, I'm telling you, because even after you negotiate, go in like knowing what you're going to buy and at least a relative range of what it costs. It's really easy to look it up on Grab if you're going to the street markets for mangoes. Look for mangoes and Grab at the local, any supermarket. And if the prices at the local market, are higher than the ones you find in the supermarket, then they are overcharging you, because it should be cheaper at the street markets by a lot. I'd say like 30 to 40%. I did not do that because I thought I was getting, well, I was quoted fair prices from one vendor, and then her husband, it turns out they give out different prices. So I ended up getting different prices. And this time I definitely was overcharged, like double, which is not good. I wish there was a forum or something where expats could share pricing. I didn't really think to check with my local friends or my coworkers because I was in the market and I figured I had shopped there before and they had given me fair pricing, so I wasn't like really paying attention to how much I bought or whatever. And the more you buy, they usually give you some sort of discount, but make sure you keep an eye on that pricing. Also, I bought these shorts at Han Market. Let me show you. These were literally, I think it was a couple bucks, but you can't really see it. All right, whatever. But basically, there's holes in it. It fell apart after like one wash, and I thought I negotiated on those too. And I kind of did, but not really, especially if you take into consideration all three shorts came apart after the first wash or even before. I also bought towels. This is a big thing. I wish someone told me this. I went to Con Market, I bought a few towels and negotiated the price like everyone does. We agreed, we were laughing, we were both happy, I thought. I get home and when she went to wrap up the towels and put it in the plastic bag for me to carry home, she sort of went into the back, so I didn't see her actually put the towels in the plastic bag. And when I got home, I realized that she didn't give me everything I paid for. She left stuff out. So make sure at any market that they pack it in front of you. And make sure that it's actually what you paid for. Yeah. Other than that, I'd also like to talk about, also keep in mind these people they're trying to make a living, right? Keep that in mind. But that also doesn't mean that you should be paying double what anyone else would pay. They also are very good at sort of spotting who they can take advantage of, I think. What I did have a great experience here was buying these notebooks. I started Morning Pages from The Artist's Way with Julia Cameron. How do I do this? So these notebooks, I got them at the local bodega around the corner. I don't think that's what you call it around here, but the local stationery store that's near a kid's school. I forget how much they were. I don't know, was it $1 or something? But I know it's fair pricing because I checked. Not they didn't look too happy because it was so hot and there was so many children in that store. But I got a great price and they're really quality notebooks. One is, lined and one's it has that graph thing. So that was really good. I think also this is kind of me, this started out as me trying to do record my morning pages, which is basically morning journaling, in The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I feel like it's pretty well known, but it's supposed to help you get more in touch with your creative side and unblock you. And you're supposed to write longhand first thing in the morning, 3 pages, which I was doing, but then I filled up the entire notebook. And also I think that it's a lot of work. Not a lot of work, but I'd like to experiment with recording it and seeing what that does and whether that helps me get sort of unblocked in terms of creativity or just get more in touch and connected with my creativity. I don't think I'm blocked per se. I think I'm just trying to find out more of what I want to say. And the theory is the more you sort of ramble and write out what your immediate thoughts are, that the important stuff comes out after that. So I'm waiting for the important stuff to kick in, and I'm hoping to catch it on video. But everything I've said so far is pretty important, because those are all things that, it's advice that I wish I would have known before I had started spending money here, because I know a lot of digital nomads come to Da Nang to save money, right? And also because there are other digital nomads here, and it's a beach town and it's healthy living and all of that. But the cost of living here is significantly, not significantly anymore, but it is lower than in the States. The States. I realized that I sort of gave up on America for a little bit. And maybe, like so many others, I was running away from certain issues and problems rather than trying to make and create change, because I do that. That's my default. And it gets really tiring. So I think that I really, at one point this year, within the next year, I'd like to, or maybe in the next month or so, go back to the States and explore a little bit more. Midterm, there's a lot happening. And you could see how, as I travel the world, I can see how what's happening back in America and the decisions that we make, how it affects the rest of the world. And I also can tell it's so interesting traveling as a, not what you would think an American looks like. And keep in mind, I was born in America and raised, but I was also raised in my formative years, meaning literally I was a baby and I was on a plane flying to Korea because my grandpa had cancer and he lived in a small fisherman's village by the coast in a hut, and the country, it was recovering from war. So electricity wasn't really a thing. So basic necessities. My first language is not English. It's actually a combination of a few different languages, because I flew around not only in so many different places, but because I grew up in parts of New York where, Russian was common, so was Spanish. And I also grew up partially traveling to some very far off places that were not the safest. So I'm sort of like a mixture a little bit. The point is, I wasn't born in Alabama or the Midwest somewhere, and I don't look like what you would expect an American to look like. And I'm hoping that changes, hopefully, because I think what people view as the stereotypical American is not me, clearly. And the reactions that I get are kind of funny, because funnily enough, I've bumped into a lot of every ethnicity and every nationality but American. Australian, I bumped into people who speak English, right? Australians, Europeans, but I haven't really I bumped into one or two people that seem American, but have a slight accent from, maybe it's a Mississippi accent, never mind. So yeah, one or two. They just happen to live in my building, but everywhere else it seems there's people from China, Korea, Russia, people who are trying to escape the Ukraine war is what I overheard from one couple. The this guy who was, oh my God, not this morning, the other morning, he was peeing on a tree. It was like 3, 4 a.m. and him and his friend, 2 Russian guys, I don't know if they thought I was a local or not, but they attempted Vietnamese. Couldn't do it. You can't really do Vietnamese with the Russian accent. Like, Vietnamese intonations are difficult as it is. You can't do it with the Russian accent. He tried. And also he was sort of drunk. And then he sort of switched to Russian. And this is a very common occurrence for me, where people try and speak their language from their country of origin to me, expecting that I will respond and thinking that I am from their country of origin. And I understand. I have friends that look like me that are from Russia. There are parts of Russia where there's an Asian population. I get it. But like, it happens every time. I just wish there was one instance where someone would look at me and speak English. It's always something else. Where was I going with this? Oh no, but also safety. Because in that moment, I felt a cold sweat come on. They were bigger dudes. They did not look like the friendliest. If you think of like the stereotypical Russian mob boss, it's what they look like. And they were drunk and a little bit arrogant and really loud and shouting out loud. And this guy wasn't even ashamed that he was peeing on this tree. He didn't even try to like hide it as I walked by. And he was like, he said stuff in Vietnamese and then couldn't. And then said something in Russian, and then I just kept on walking. I wasn't going to respond in any way, whatever language he used. And then he spoke finally English after and then he goes, blah, 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 something, something, something. He had a heavy accent and says, I am Russian, I am Russian. My immediate response was either just to run, because I could feel him like zip up. He finished peeing. I could sense him moving, turning around towards me. And I was I wanted to bolt and run. And luckily, I lived in places. I'm scrappy enough where I can take care of myself. I know self-defense. I grew up in a family where my dad was in the Navy for forever. And anyway, I know I carry certain things with me, not just pepper spray, but I know sort of how to take care of myself should I need to, and I have in the past. And that's instinctual. But I don't know about you, but I've been told how safe Da Nang is, how safe Korea is, how safe some of these countries are. The thing is, they could have been safe, but there are a lot of newer people coming in and out of these countries. And also, they might safe according to whom? Because if they don't report it, then nothing happened. So you never know. Just be careful. Whoever you are, whether you're a man or a woman, just be careful. Know how to defend yourself if you can. Take a self-defense class. If you can't, look it up on YouTube. It's easier than you think. And if you have keys, there are certain things that you can carry with you. Smaller items. Definitely carry pepper spray. That can serve smaller items that can serve as weapons if used appropriately. Test it out and make sure that you can actually do what you plan to do. All I'm saying. What else do I want to talk about in my morning pages? I don't know. I really hope this experiment goes well. Oh, if you are having any dental procedures done, okay, this is important. Make sure, like, even if they know that you are just visiting and that you're a tourist and you need to leave, listen, the healthcare here is great for what you pay for, but it is not great. Like, depending on what you're comparing it against, but for the price, it's amazing. Just know that in terms of dates and follow-ups and that you get everything in writing and that both parties, both you and the office, that you stay in communication, especially if English is a little bit of a barrier. It might seem like they understand you, but they might just not. Things can get lost in translation, so just make sure they have the dates that they need for you to be there, because, all right, this is what happened. I'm leaving on a certain date, and they thought, like, they just assumed I was leaving at one point and just never, I guess, realized. I did tell them, I guess they didn't record it, the date I was leaving, and expected me to come for a follow-up next week, and I'm not here next week. I'm leaving Vietnam. I may return, but not to Da Nang. So now we're going to have to try and arrange, I'm going to have to like change my travel plans a little bit and maybe come back later. I don't know. So there is that, which is annoying. So just make sure they know, like, just be really clear, follow up with them, get all the dates that they need you to return for any follow-ups. Just triple check, because they won't. It's not like what you may be used to in certain other countries, depending on what country you're coming from. Yeah. What else? Oh, I love my corner bodega guy. He's so nice. I mean, 7 liters of water here should be 25 VND around. That's what he gave it to me for. Well, it shouldn't be that cheap. But yeah, he's the guy that I go for recycling, and I think it's more of a local area because he literally does not speak any English and gets really, really excited when I start speaking some Vietnamese, even if it's just like, "Come on," or like just hello and thank you. I at least learn that. But he's like my one friend here. That and the dentist's office. Not my like one friend. I have like outside friends. I mean like vendor friends, like friends that I didn't necessarily have sort of in advance. So yeah, that's a good thing. I'm trying to think about what else I want to. Oh, I discovered 3-4 a.m. walks on the beach are a much better time for me to go because there's less people on the beach, and yet there are a bunch of people night swimming. Like, the beach is never actually empty. I thought it would be at like 3:30, 4 a.m. It's not. It's pretty crowded, actually, comparatively speaking, but it gets super crowded around like 5:30 a.m. And that's when the music starts blasting. And it's not like calm morning music either. Oh wow, I just realized how long this video is. All right, I'm going to end it here.